I'm too late in the day to use natural light anymore. Okay. Good evening. Actually, I still look as tired as I did my last video, but this is a different video about my day of Survivor. I'm playing catch up because it is Australian Survivor Week, Monday to Wednesday, and they've done they've turned a bad episode or an unfortunate emotional episode into something quite Survivor-esque, and they've ended the week on a very, very good block of 3. So yeah, episode 1, which was Monday's episode, was very emotional and crying because someone got letters from home, and then we had the bad news we had from Lee saying he had to go home for family, which and then there's this thing about, because usually if someone leaves the game or someone's medically evacuated, there's usually a trouble where it's like, oh, there's no vote tonight. But Australian Survivor have done very well at this Exile Island thing. And this is a brand new twist that I don't think any other Survivors done before. So they ended up voting 3 out of the tribe, going to Exile Beach. And then the next tribal council, 3 more voted out and went to Exile Beach. And then the top 6, those 6 exiled, then competed in 2 challenges to get back into the main game. And then the last 3 remaining were the only ones to get votes in the last tribal council that finished Wednesday night, that I've just seen. There is definite the build up to massive end game procedures is now happening. You can see where the fractures are. I think the fractures were always there, but now it's, I think, just the way that everything's going, they can see who's talking to who more, because that last blindside of Zach that just went home. But I'm so proud of Jackie for standing up to him, because he was going back to his old ways. Bit of a chauvinist, bit arrogant in the way he's talking, and very defensive in the terms to his choices and his masculinity and things like that. Even when the rope challenges that him and Jackie were going head to head for, it was quite fun to watch, because I knew Jackie was like gonna win that one, and it was just the way they were getting edited for Zach. I was like, he's going home. Anyway, so we now know that David is still sitting pretty on 2 idols. Moana's still sitting very, very pretty in her cusp, in her cluster. Jackie is starting to make a big move, and how she goes from there will depend on how they can get Dave, or how they can get a different outcome than Dave trying to blind her next episode. But I love that Shani, AK, and Brooke are still in it. That. I think the audience also want to root for them quite secretly. After Harry went home last time, it was like, no, I want to do Power of 3. The Power of 3. The Power of 3. Let's talk Tarzan for like 2 seconds. Only because Tarzan obviously has been promised some form of endgame or final 2 with David, or something where Tarzan's got enough trust with Dave to know that he would have his back. And I think Tarzan's bond with Dave is almost kind of like the bond he had with Lee before Lee left. So I think when Sean came to him and talked about taking Dave to exile, Tarzan was showing his loyalty to David. However, I think Tarzan's delusion of the game, he's playing almost a goat game. And I say goat because some people don't like that word. But it's very interesting to see how Tarzan is going to be dragged to the end. He'll be dragged to the end, but how, we don't know yet. So Sean's got a very interesting episode coming up next. It seems like there is definitely the divide happens, and she's got something that's so much bigger in the works that the editing is making it look like she's about to crash down, but it's actually blowing up just so she can say, well, that whole thing was planned. Because the talk in the shelter, when Jackie came to Mo to take out Zach, Mo was already thinking that anyway, and Sean was thinking about blindsiding Dave before that anyway. So there is this big move on Dave coming up soon. How long he'll stay for depends on how many idols he uses at what point. Just fine. But if Dave ends up playing 2 idols at once in next treble, then there might be a option to take out Sean. That might be the only event that's left. But it all depends on how maybe drawn to rocks and things like that. It looks like it's going to be a very live treble next week. I still think Mo is looking very good for the win. I think Brooke, AK, and Shani may last a few more tribal answers, but I don't think... Shani could win it. AK won't win it. Brooke won't win it. Shani's the one getting a really... Shani's getting a good winner's edit. Moana's getting the best winner's edit. Sean's getting a runners up, but almost at a point where her game is going to blow up like Dave's. I don't think Sean will win, but I could be wrong. I think a female will win this year. I don't think Dave will get far enough to the end to, well, make us... I don't know. I honestly can't see Dave making it to the top 2 or final 3. I just... I don't see it happening. I think his story this year has been better, but still not amazing. His ammunition, his tools, and his like up and down waveriness is very valid, but it's not yeah. He's set on this revenge gig too much, and I think he's not doing the vigilante thing very well. But anyway, so that's 3 days of Survivor caught up with. I'm now going to get some more cough medicine because I'm still. And then tomorrow morning, it's more Survivor. Woohoo! So Winners of War, we are now at a tribe swap. So let's go and see what happens tomorrow.